Welcome again to Unity of Flagstaff. I am Reverend Penny Honey, and as always, it is a joy and honor, and we are filled with gratitude to be sharing this time with you. Thanks for tuning in here at our YouTube channel, youtube.unityofflagstaff.org. You'll find a message here, and you'll also find meditation moments on that same YouTube channel. For information about the ministry, of course, you can always check us out at www.unityofflagstaff.org. You'll find information there about our Friday night Hootenanny. Every Friday night, 7 o'clock. Starting this week, we will be discussing homelessness here in Flagstaff. Won't you join us? Get that Zoom link off of that website. Again, that's www.unityofflagstaff.org, and come check it out. You can also donate on that website page, and you can mail in those contributions if that is more comfortable for you. Mail those to P.O. Box 1740 here in Flagstaff, Arizona, 86002. Today, we are talking about, are we there yet? Living in the now moment, or not. We will enjoy the music next by Trina Getz. We appreciate her doing the rendition of Daniel Nahmad's Witness. Blessings, my friend, and welcome again to Unity of Flagstaff, where we believe that God is just too big to fit into one religion.
This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I'm meant to be. This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I'm meant to be. Letting it in, letting it flow, letting it go where it will go. Letting the power of your presence show the way. Letting it in, letting you know, I'm letting you lead, that I might follow. Being a witness to your presence every day. This soul is a witness to my holy purpose, to all that I'm born to be. This soul is a witness to my holy purpose, to all that I'm born to be. Letting it in, letting it flow, I'm letting it go where it will go. Letting the power of your presence show the way. Letting it in, letting you know, I'm letting you lead, that I might follow. Being a witness to your presence every day. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, to all that I've come to be. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, to all that I've come to be. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. For all my life.
So this guy's climbing a tree. And, I said this last week. I told a joke at the beginning of the service last week, and there were people in the room, and then we had to start over. I said, well, it's not going to be as funny the second time. But that's all right. So there's this guy, he's climbing a tree, and he slips. And he grabs a branch, and he's hanging on for dear life. After about an hour, he's getting a little tired. In fact, he's exhausted. So he looks up to the heavens, and he says, God, help me, please, help me. And suddenly the clouds part, and this beautiful voice says, let go, be here now. So the guy pauses for a moment, and he looks back up at the clouds, and he says, can I get a second opinion? So what if your now moment only holds fear and sadness? What if the only thing that you can see in the now moment is confusion? A virus, an election. Is school going to start? What am I going to do for daycare? What does this look like in my life? When am I going to get to hold my grandchildren again? What if your now moment is only one that brings you stress? And I got to tell you, there's a lot of that going on in the world right now, at least for me. I'm moving through a lot of now moments that I just would rather not be in. Whether it is a news report or a conversation or observing confrontation. I'm just really not comfortable in that particular now moment. But you know what? That's where we are. You're in that now moment. And it's the not knowing, isn't it? It's the not knowing that makes for this angst and this fear-based decision-making or the lack of decision-making. But the truth is, we really never actually know what's going to happen in the next moment. We are always not knowing, but we can be knowing in the moment. We can be centered and knowing in any moment. But it has to be in this moment. You can't make reservations to be in the now moment. It kind of has to happen right now, right? It has to be right now in this moment. The knowing that we can have in any given moment can be the knowing that this too shall pass. The good, the bad, and the ugly, this too shall pass. The knowing that the expression of God in us is greater than whatever it is that we're experiencing in this now moment. And sometimes, we have those moments that everything falls in line. It's like we're in the flow. Those are my favorite now moments, right? I like those the best. It's like, woohoo! I know exactly what's happening. I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly what I'm going to do. And now I'm in a different now moment. And now reality sets in, and it's a new now moment. The synchronicities of life, though, just line up. And we are in what a lot of people call the flow. You're in the flow. While other times, not one thing lights up. Not one thing lines up. It is Mercury in retrograde or wherever Mercury is at that causes all that confusion, right? Nothing goes the way you plan it. Welcome to that now moment. Consider that it is an illusion, though, even in those moments that you're not in the flow. Because how could you not be in the now moment? What moment could you be in? I mean, right? So what moment would you be in if you weren't in the now moment? I just don't know. And if you weren't absolutely in the flow of what was in the now moment, well, where are you? Because the only place you can be is right there in the experience that you're having. Now, it doesn't mean you have to like it, but it is the truth. And the truth, if we go deeper to what truth is and what we know, we go back to that place of knowing, the truth is that The Christ nature is who we are. Divine is what we are. So no matter what the now moment looks like, that doesn't change. You are that. So when we ask the question, are we there yet? Anybody raise kids? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? The only answer to that question is yes. Because you are right there. Are we there yet? Yes. Are we there? Yes. Because the only place you can be is right where you are. And that means not only physically, but that means emotionally and spiritually. Because you come as the whole divine individual that you are in any given now moment. It'd be nice, wouldn't it, to take the time to check in to see who I am in any given now moment? Actually, maybe that wouldn't be so nice to see sometimes. Maybe not so much, right? Maybe not so much. So are you in the flow? The only appropriate answer to that is yes. Because how can you not be? How can you not be? Now, does that mean that we don't drag some baggage into the now moment from the past moment? I don't know about you, but I got a rolling cart, right? I can drag that stuff right into the now moment with me. But I am still the Christ consciousness. I am still a divine child of God in that now moment, even when I am showing up as my ugliest self, because God is in it. You may be experiencing a really unpleasant now moment, and it doesn't seem fair, and it doesn't align with the happy, good thoughts that you're having in that particular moment. And you're just thinking, well, this isn't right. I was thinking good thoughts right now. Why would this happen now? Why would I have a flat tire now? I was thinking happy thoughts. Our principle number 3 says this: we are co-creators with God, creating reality through thoughts held in mind. It doesn't say that we are co-creators with God, creating reality through thoughts held in mind, and it'll happen right now. It doesn't say that. The universe is ever conspiring to move us to our highest and best. The universe is ever conspiring to bring us to our highest and our best. And so if that means that this now moment has to be a little uglier than I thought I wanted it to be, I get the opportunity to see the God in that, in this now moment. And when it seems that an event or something that's happening isn't fair, we can remember that we are in the flow and we are in the now moment, because there's not another moment that we can be in. In The Flow of Life, written by Eric Butterworth, he says this: the light you seek is not somewhere else, but it is where you are now. Don't ask God to guide you or beg God to make the choice for you. Ask God to get you out of a tree. That was me. Instead, affirm that you are in the flow of light. Eric Butterworth says that you are in the flow of abundance, that you are in the flow of health, that you are in the flow of joy. It is in you. It is the reality of you. It is not something to reach for. It is just a truth to accept. So I offer you this. You don't have to get there because you are there. You don't have to remember to be in the now moment, because you can't be in any other moment but the now moment. I affirm with you right now in this moment, I am the moment. I am the now moment. I am the flow. I am the flow. When we don't live in the now moment, a few things happen from my experience. One is, I notice, at least for me, I'm never satisfied. Because I'm so busy trying to figure it out. I know that comes as a surprise. I am so busy trying to figure it out and make it efficient and make it work and line it up, that I can't see beyond the experience that I'm having. I can't see beyond and see any possibilities greater than the thought that I can hold in that particular moment. And so I miss the blessing, obviously, in the moment. But not only that, I'm just never happy with the way it turns out, because I was so busy having an expectation of what it looked like that I can't even be present to the fact that it was perfect, that it was in the flow, that it was in the now moment. Nope, because I had a plan. So what happens is we find that we aren't typically satisfied if we do not practice being in the now moment. We also miss it, the big moment, the it moments. You know, I remember hearing my mother say this. She said, well, I figured out what grandchildren are for. They're to teach us that right now is all that matters. They display it in their behavior. It's in their what they have to talk about. It's in everything that brings them joy. And I remember hearing her say, if I had it to do over again, I would sit in the middle of the messy house with my children and play, rather than run a dust mop around them. That's what she said. That was a big deal for her. Perhaps we're just missing different things if we think that we're missing it. You know, have you ever, Alice, you're a photographer, have you ever been so focused on getting the right picture that the rainbow disappears before you get the camera where you want it? Have you ever been so bent, this is my story, on getting there in a certain amount of time that you don't even see the landscape that you're driving through? You miss the whole trip. Be here now is the message. And what else can happen is when we're not in the moment, even if the now moment feels icky, we stand the chance of not knowing how we got there. So what that means is the good moments are harder to repeat because we don't remember how we got in them. And the bad moments are easier to repeat because we don't remember how we created them. If you're in the now moment and you're having the experience that's happening in front of you, you will recall at a soul level how that experience was co-created through you. But if you're not present to it, that information more than likely is going to escape you. And it's also harder to hear our guidance when we are not in the now moment. You've heard me speak of my friend Sherry. She was one of my hospice patients. Sherry came into hospice and she had envisioned these toiletry bags. And she had purchased these toiletry bags. And what she had envisioned was that these toiletry bags would be used by a woman's shelter. That it would be providing necessities and niceties to women who might not otherwise have the opportunity to enjoy something as simple as hand lotion or a new toothbrush. So Sherry had this vision and then she got sick. She was very disappointed that she couldn't finish them. But she had come to a place of peace with that. And she was just willing to give that away. She was just willing to let that go. Because think about it. This is a woman who is truly on her deathbed, and she's thinking about how she can enhance the lives of people around her. That thought in itself was enough to be blessed by. If there had never been a toiletry bag built, if I was present to Sherry in the moment that she's telling me that, I got blessed. Just in the thought of what she wanted to do. So being in the now moment with Sherry when she was telling me that story blessed me, and I hadn't even seen a toiletry bag at that point. And so she starts to tell me about this vision she has, and she says, 2 or 3 times, she said, I don't know why I'm telling you this. And she's telling me this vision she has about these toiletry bags. But she'd let it go. And so in listening, because I was in the now moment with her and I felt blessed by just the story of her wanting to do that, I said, I think I know a community that can take care of that for you. And Unity of Flagstaff did. And I got blessed again when I had a house full of people filling bags and fulfilling someone's dream. A dream that she had stayed unattached to and she just allowed herself to let it go. And then it came true. It happened. Sherry's dream lives in every one of us that participated in that. We may not know it. Everybody may not know her name that got one of those bags. Everybody that helped build them may not remember Sherry's name. But everybody that was involved in that got blessed because Sherry was willing to stay right there. And she could discern what was hers to do because she wasn't so busy being down the road. Because when you're at that stage in your life, you don't think too much about tomorrow. You do a lot of thinking about the past, but you bring all the good from the past into the now moment so that you can enjoy it again. I learned so much more from her than what it was like to build toiletry bags. She left a legacy because of how she touched our lives with a vision that she had, being present and staying in the now moment. You want to build a legacy? Do that. Stay in the present moment and allow yourself to hear what God has for you to do. You want to build a legacy? Stay in the present moment and you will know exactly what the next step is. But if you're in that moment over there, who's in your moment over here? And your divine guidance will come through. It'll shine through unbelievably by staying in the now moment. Now, being in the now moment doesn't mean we don't plan. Do I strike you as somebody who doesn't plan? And I didn't even need a laugh sign for that one, right? Of course I am a planner. And so it is an ongoing opportunity every day for me to remember to be in the now moment. I don't necessarily care for those talks about now moments because they tend to be a little fluffy for me, honestly. Because talk to me about the now moment. I have an APS bill that has to be paid, and if I don't budget properly, it won't happen. I want to eat this week, so I have to plan when I'm going to go to the grocery store. Don't talk to a minister about being in the now moment. We're already working on 3 Sundays from now. We are the worst people to talk to about being in the now moment. But it doesn't mean that we can't plan. Planning takes me out of the now moment, usually, momentarily. But you've heard me say this. Eckhart Tolle says this: realize deeply that the present moment is all you have. And here's his advice. Make the now the primary focus of your life. So perhaps there's a balance here, you think? Perhaps there's a balance, right? Maybe I don't have to be all woo-woo in being in the now moment and paying no attention to the fact that I'm going to have to pay my rent at the beginning of the month next month. But that I can be present to what is happening in the now moments that will support me in doing those things that are on my to-do list. What if I'm present to all that divine guidance that is so much more clear when I'm in the now moment? Do you think that my to-do list might get done? And maybe it'll get done with joy. I don't know. There's a concept. Perhaps COVID-19 is exactly the teacher of the now moment. Honestly, I don't know how to plan much in this environment. Are we going to meet in the church? I don't know. Is that going to happen in August? I don't know. It's a little difficult in this environment to plan. This virus is teaching us what it is to stay in the now moment and to be prepared to know that God is greater, and we take that into each now moment. That I'm a divine child of God, and we take that into each now moment. We keep taking the truth with us into each one of those now moments and stand present to what's in front of us. And the plans that we've made will suddenly fall into the flow. Because where else could we be but right there? So a few tips that I've picked up along the way is this, about being in the now moment. Focus. Focus less on what's going on up here and focus more about what's going on here, within you, in the room you're in. Focus on that. You know, my grandma used to say, don't borrow trouble. If you're worrying about tomorrow, you are borrowing against today's joy. That's what you're doing. And savor the present. I mean, really be present to the present. When was the last time that you had a meal that you were so present to that it truly was a spiritual experience? I really do see food that way when I take the time, when I'm in the now moment, when I'm not eating it driving down the road. When I stay in the now moment, I get to think about the hands and the work and the transportation and the effort that it took to deliver that food right to my table. Well, after I went to the grocery store on my to-do list and picked it up. Savor the present moment. This is such an amazing place. I wish this time wouldn't end. I want to come back here. You are here. Have you ever seen people do that? They're standing someplace beautiful, like, oh, I'm going to be so sad when this vacation is over. You are there. You're there. Savor that moment and recognize that you are in the flow, that you are in the now moment, that there's nowhere else that you could be. And as in the song that Trina shared with us, letting it in, letting it flow. Be a witness to your presence and all that you are. Be a witness to how God is expressing through you in any given moment. You may be amazed at what you see. Because how amazing can God be? As amazing as you are present to. You will be satisfied. You won't be missing those it moments. And your guidance will come through so clearly. Letting it go, letting it flow, giving it away. Now is the moment. Right now. So be blessed in this moment. We now are going to hear a song written by Matt Devlin. Matt wrote this song specifically for my friend Sherry. And it's called Sherry's Song. Namaste.
Hi, I'm Matt Devlin, and this is called Sharon's Dream. You were on your deathbed, there were angels at your feet. Still you had a purpose, brothers and sisters you would keep. A dream so deep, promises to keep. You swore before you'd leave, you'd give it all away. You'd give it all away. And Sharon's dream is still alive, and Sharon's dream still alive, it's still alive in me. Sometimes when I am feeling down, sorry for myself, think about your final days, helping everybody else. And the light you shine shines a light in me. You swore before you leave, you'd give it all away. still alive, it's still alive in me. Will I be so strong when my time has come? Sharing your beauty and your grace, what I hope to be. So before I leave, I give it all away. I'll give it all away. I give it all away. Sharon's dream, still alive, it's still alive, and Sharon's dream, still alive, it's still alive in me. When you were on your deathbed, there were angels at your feet. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for that beautiful sentiment about my dear friend Sherry. It is appreciated, and I know you have touched the hearts of many. Remember, you can check out the ministry at www.unityofflagstaff.org. We are happy to answer your questions. Email us at office@unityofflagstaff.org, and we will get right back to you. Namaste, my friends. Be well and stay healthy. Thank you again.